fastest race on earth. Ladies and gentlemen, starting in 2010, we bring you the IZOD IndyCar Series. Please welcome to the stage, Phillips Van Heusen, Executive Vice President of Marketing, Mike Kelly, Indy Racing League President of Racing Operations, Brian Barnhart, and President and CEO of Indianapolis Motor Speedway Corporation, Jeff Belskis.
Good afternoon, and on behalf of the Hallman George family, welcome to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Today, I'm pleased to be making one of the most significant announcements we've made in the history of the IndyCar Series. Since the unification of open-wheel racing less than 2 years ago, we have welcomed several strong new partners to the league. One of those partners is IZOD, one of the best-known, best-selling apparel brands in America. Since joining the league in July of 2008, IZOD has hit the ground running with unparalleled marketing and activation, both on track and off track. Today, we are taking our partnership to a new level. We are very proud to introduce them as our title sponsor. As of today, the premier form of open-wheel racing in this country will be known as the IZOD IndyCar Series. IZOD and its parent company, PVH, Phillips Van Heusen, with their strong marketing skills, national retail partnerships, and ability to bring fresh perspective to our sport, will prove powerful for everyone involved in the IZOD IndyCar Series. I'd like to thank Mike Kelly and his entire IZOD team for making this partnership a reality. I'd also like to extend a special thank you to Alan Sirkin, the President and Chief Operating Officer of PVH, who's making this partnership announcement from New York today. Both he and Mike have become great friends and partners to us. They believe in this sport and they realize its potential. Finally, I'd also like to thank Terry Angstadt, Brian Barnhart, and the entire team at the IndyCar Series for their efforts in making this partnership possible. This is the start of a new day for us, and teaming up with a strong brand like IZOD shows what a bright future we have. Thank you for joining us on this historic day. Brian.
Thanks, Jeff, and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome, and a very special welcome to Mike and the entire IZOD team. Mike has become a true friend and a real believer in our sport. I'd like to share a few thoughts about the direction and the future plans around our new relationship. It truly is a great match for both organizations. The IZOD IndyCar Series name will take effect immediately today, and IZOD has committed itself to the IndyCar Series for 6 years plus options with this multi-million-dollar relationship. The key two attributes that IZOD really likes about the IndyCar brand attributes are speed, diversity, and green, and in particular, speed will play a key messaging point in all marketing communications, and IZOD will work very closely with the IndyCar Series to portray the IndyCar Series as the fastest race on earth. The series combination of young, dynamic drivers representing 14 countries, events in key domestic cities, as well as several global markets, along with a great American racing heritage, make the IndyCar Series a perfect fit for the sports-spirited IZOD brand and lifestyle. We're also very excited about IZOD's position as a non-endemic property outside the motorsports realm, and they're committed to working with us to grow our sport and position the series to the mainstream. IZOD is committed to working with the league, the tracks, and all the race teams to utilize everyone's assets in a synergistic manner. Many of these initiatives will be outside of the traditional motorsports marketing initiatives, and they are intended to broaden the promotion of the sport out of the racetrack and into pop culture. Some of the immediate benefits for the league include some enhanced national media initiatives with the IZOD IndyCar Series 2 television partners, ABC and Versus, as well as non-traditional sports programming channels. a multi-million-dollar, multi-year commitment to grow the IZOD IndyCar Series team enhancement and allocation matrix, the team fund, online initiatives and web initiatives as well, online promotions, as well as access to over 100 years of assets of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Hall of Fame Museum for use both at the track and off the track, in and out of race markets, and rights to use one of the most dynamic marketing experiences in any sport, the IZOD IndyCar Series two-seater, with the ability to take 2 parade laps with the grid prior to the start of each race, including the Indianapolis 500. This will provide a one-of-a-kind experience for an IZOD selected VIP or fan. As you can see, we're on a very fast track and a fast journey, and we're very excited about the future. So thank you. Mike?
Thanks, guys. Thank you much. How cool is this? This is an amazing day, amazing day. We couldn't be prouder. On behalf of IZOD, we couldn't be prouder to be here. We're thankful for everybody who threw on the event. The car looks amazing, the stage amazing, the models look amazing, so thank you. Everybody at the league, the partnership has been amazing. 16 months ago, some of you in the room will remember, it was about almost to the day, we were at Watkins Glen on the 4th of July, and I was on a stage that wasn't quite as cool as this, but we had a pool and a paddock, and we threw a party because it was our first day really involved with the league, involved with the sport. And we announced that day that we were the official apparel sponsor for the Indy Racing League at the time, and we had also introduced Ryan Hunter-Reay as a partnership that we began that day. Ryan went on to win that race. That was his first Indy race that he won on the 4th of July. But on that day, we saw nothing but growth and opportunity in the league. What goes on here is just absolutely amazing. We felt there were stories to be told, and we that day kind of declared our commitment as the official apparel sponsor. 16 months later, we declare the same. We couldn't be more proud, more excited, and we see nothing but growth and opportunity here. This is amazing sport. The speed is unbelievable, the show that goes on, and we believe with our partners, we can take this out into pop culture and kind of put this on display in a bigger way. So on behalf of everybody at IZOD, Phillips Van Heusen PVH, the parent company, all those at IZOD around the world, globally, that work on this brand, those in the league that have helped us get this far, we say thank you very much. We couldn't be prouder.
Thank you, gentlemen. If you agree, we'll take a seat on the stage. We'll take some questions from the house. Joining Jeff Belskis, Brian Barnhart, and Mike Kelly on the stage from the Indy Racing League, our Vice President of Marketing and League Development, John Lewis, along with IZOD IndyCar Series drivers Ryan Hunter-Reay and Ed Carpenter.
Okay, thank you very much, Michael. As I noted earlier, we'll open up to Q&A for a little while and allow some of the media here to ask a question. We have some wireless mics, and Bruce, we can get started with you.
Bruce Meyer of theversus.com. Can you give us some of the details in terms of the length of the agreement, the amount of money, how it may be allocated?
Sure, Bruce, is that for me? Sure. We got mic problems? Great, this is, we're committed to 6 years plus. So we assume everything will be going well then, and if so, we'll exercise an option. But we're committed to 6 years right now. On the money, we don't disclose as a corporation the terms of our deal. But there's anybody who was around in '09, and I guess all of you were. You saw that as a brand, we were committed, even as the apparel sponsor, in our activation. What we spent, while often recorded wrong, was certainly well into the millions. And we activated aggressively in major markets and minor markets. We went into markets before a race 3 weeks in advance, and we would blitz that market with advertising, with cinema, with additional spot TV, in addition to the media that we were buying as one of the most aggressive buyers, I believe, on both ESPN and ABC and Versus. So this year, as the title and in the years to come, we're committed to that and then some. We expect to be very aggressive in our spend.
Thanks, Mike. Mike Harris, you have a question?
Yeah, for Brian, Mike Harris from RacingToday.com. Brian, you've talked about how exciting this is, and it obviously is, but can you talk a little bit more about what a title sponsor that is really active is going to mean to this series?
Well, I think the best thing about it, think the best thing about it, guys, is going to be the activation aspect of it, because they're going to spend a lot of money raising the awareness of the series and increasing the amount of eyeballs that are watching our sport, and that's the first step in raising the value of participation in this series. It obviously has been a long time since we've had a title sponsor, and to be honest with you, it's probably the first legitimate title sponsor we've ever had. So that adds to the excitement, and as I mentioned, you know, with IZOD being a non-endemic property, it's great. I think a lot of people expected it to be something within the motorsports industry when it happened, whether it would be tire, fuel, oil, or engine manufacturer related. And the fact that it's somebody who's outside the motorsports realm, I think, adds to the excitement of it, because their ability to take us into mainstream and into the pop culture, take us into people's living rooms that aren't necessarily race fans to begin with. So I think that's the exciting aspect of it, and because of the length of the term, it adds so much credibility, and you know, I just think it's going to be a great, as I said, a great match for both organizations.
Patrick, do you have a question?
This is for Mike, I believe. This economy is not very good right now. Can you explain why make this decision in you know, right now versus, you know, waiting a little while longer until things started kicking up?
Sure. I'm not an economist. I'm a marketer. I'm sorry. I'm using this mic. Not an economist. I'm a marketer. But as a corporation, if you see what we're doing across all of our brands, we have not pulled back in our marketing spend, even though the environment became difficult. We have grown. Our brands have grown. We've grown in market share. We believe in share of units, share of dollars, and also share of voice and share of mind. So while our competition has pulled back on their spend, we see it in the marketplace. We've been aggressive with the spend. We're fortunate to be able to do so as a healthy company, and it's bearing fruit for us.
Chris, you have a question there, if you can, and we'll work over to the other side there.
Chris Estrada, FoxSports.com. This question is for both Mike and Brian. The IZOD name is obviously it's an iconic brand, but beyond that, what are the biggest assets that you feel IZOD brings to the table that will enable them to push the IndyCar series into places that it's never been before?
I'll take that first. I was speaking to somebody backstage, and I was saying, you know, if we were a brand that for some reason we had distribution in vending machines, there's only so much we could do in exposing the league on packaging, et cetera, on the vending machine, but we're not. Our brands are carried in department stores across the country, and particularly Macy's, which is our chosen partner. They're excited about Indy and what we do across the country in activation. And this provides a platform that inherently has great real estate, amazing windows, amazing space to draw customers from all over the world. And so we're allowed then to work with their teams to put the sport on display. So in these windows with the assets, as were mentioned earlier, from the museum, from the great history, the rich archives, we were blown away when we first came to this track, to the 500, and what was available in this great, rich heritage and history, and we just felt there were stories that could be told. Well, fortunately, we have a safe national platform, an environment in which that can happen. So it's exciting. And I think that's one of the great things we can bring. That plus our inherent marketing skills across all channels of distribution for apparel. We bring a fashion point of view, which brings to it entertainment, pop culture, et cetera. So we'll use all of our media buying strength, all of our marketing strength, and the distribution platform that we have through Macy's as a chosen partner to bring visibility to the sport.
Yeah, and I echo that. I think what they bring to us is a marketing expertise that we've never had, the credibility, the stability, and the fact that we finally have a partner who can help us raise the value and awareness of participation in this series.
Dick, you have a question? Just wait for Eric there with the microphone.
Dick Mippin with the Indianapolis 500 Old Timers. Brian, with this two-seater leading every race, will you have a regularly assigned driver, maybe one that's been driving here on a regular basis?
Absolutely. We always have a regular licensed IndyCar driver drive the IZOD IndyCar Series two-seater, and we think that's going to be a tremendous opportunity to put the two-seater on the grid with the starting field and to be able to put an IZOD VIP or a fan through a sweepstakes winner, that type of deal, to put it on the grid with the rest of the cars and have that passenger get in with a Davey Hamilton type of person who's driven it a lot. You put them in the car on the grid. They say, gentlemen, start your engines, and they fire that up at the same time, and it pulls away with the pace cars. That's going to be a very unique experience and a great marketing opportunity. We're kind of excited about that one.
Don?
Don K, Autosport Radio. For Mike Kelly. Mike, are you going to utilize, and you have Ed and Ryan sitting up there with you, but are you going to utilize drivers to be your front people so that your fans and your customers get to know who the drivers in the IZOD IndyCar Series are?
Absolutely. Not just these two fellows, though we like them. It'll be all the drivers. We've coined a couple phrases back at the office where we really love the notion of speed and what's happens here with the brand. We don't think everybody, especially next generation males and females, know that this is the fastest auto sport on the planet. But we talk about the stars in the cars, and we think there's stories, there's great talent in these athletes that aren't necessarily being told when they're in the suits and in the helmets and don't always get the opportunity to be seen for what they are. So we're gonna take every opportunity possible. Ryan and Graham Rahal are heading out with me this weekend. We're going to play a couple golf tournaments with Alice Cooper. Has a public tournament. Mark Wahlberg with the Entourage tournament in L.A. We're going to take opportunity to put them on the red carpet, get them out, get them exposed, and that's just the beginning. But certainly all the drivers, insofar as there's opportunity and availability, we're looking to market the cars and the stars.
Okay, Patrick.
Hey, Ryan, sorry, Ryan, talk a little bit about, you came in with IZOD, now you're seeing them, grow and become the title sponsor. Talk about how that makes you personally feel and what you're hoping to get out of this for 2010.
Well, that's a pretty broad question, but it's been amazing. I mean, since the first day I met Mike, I remember it was Indy 2008, we sat down, we talked for a few minutes, and he was just shooting all these ideas out, and I was like, God, who is this guy? He's nuts. He's shooting all these crazy ideas out. He's going somewhere with this, and boy, next thing I know, we were announcing the deal at Watkins Glen, and like Mike said, we won that weekend, our first weekend together, so hopefully that's an omen. I know this is going somewhere great. Looking at it from a driver's perspective, all the drivers in the series, looking at it from a driver's perspective, this is what we've been waiting for. This is it. I mean, I feel like this is a really fresh start for the IndyCar series. This is PVH, IZOD, they're not only, they're more of a marketing company than anything else, and to have that accompanied with the IndyCar series, to be partnered with the IndyCar series, is absolutely amazing. I mean, the sky's the limit right now. It sounds cliche, but this is a great start.
Bruce?
Ryan, if we could follow up a little bit, Robin last night said that you're in negotiations with Andretti Green. Where does that stand, and do you feel confident that you'll be in one of their cars next season?
Well, there's some good things going on for the future, but I can't really discuss it right now. I don't know where it's going at the moment, but there's some good things coming, that's for sure. Unfortunately, now's not the time, and I can't discuss it.
Robin Miller.
That was a good center. Hey, Mike. Last year you guys had a lot of commercials. You did magazine ads and stuff. Is the goal maybe to branch out to NBC and CBS and ESPN and have a lot of different commercials on different networks to try and get more people to be aware of IndyCar racing?
It is. Sorry. It is, Robin, and it's not just broadcast. Today, I believe today, we just put up a huge billboard in Times Square announcing our deal. With the networks, the primary networks that we're contracted with here through the series, ABC, ESPN, and also Versus, we're working hard to extend ourselves across all of ABC's, ESPN's platforms. With Versus, we're in agreement to extend the messaging across the Comcast School of Networks, so Golf Channel, E, Style, G4, so we can reach younger, get out fashion messages, etc. But if you watched us last year, when I was in Dallas, I was watching, I think it was, Game 5, NBA, we were there. I was watching Wimbledon, we were there. That's our style, is to take what we can in terms of what we have in message and product and leverage that across as many platforms as possible, using the power of our media buy, et cetera, as the whole corporation and all that we buy. So yes, we intend to do as much as we can.